I've been trading for 8 years now. Today, I probably have some of the biggest fear of missing out that I've probably had in maybe the last year to 2 years. I made like $33,000. How the fuck can I make $33,000 in a day and still sit here the very next day and have FOMO? So this is a very strange video to make, but it's a video that I want to make to hope to maybe be relatable to some of you guys, but more importantly, just to document where I'm at in my stage of trading, more so for me to be able to look back on one day. And hopefully from this video, some of you guys can take some valuable information from this as well. But I've been trading for 8 years now. Today, I probably have some of the biggest fear of missing out that I've probably had in, I want to say, maybe the last year to 2 years. I haven't had FOMO like this in a long time. And usually for me, like, fear of missing out is probably one of the biggest emotions that I'm like very good at dealing with. Like I very rarely get FOMO because I usually just don't care, because I always know that that next trade's always right around the corner, which that doesn't change anything. However, and this is also really stupid to say, because yesterday was one of the biggest trading days that I have had for the year. I made like $33,000, and I'm annoyed at myself to be sat here today saying that and still have fear of missing out. So you guys might be thinking, how can you, and this is what I'm thinking, how the fuck can I make $33,000 in a day and still sit here the very next day and have FOMO? Because with trading, you have to detach from the money. And I don't have FOMO because of the dollar amount. And that's what the next barrier in trading, or what I'm maybe struggling with right now, is like I'm trying to get to that next level of, you know, going from consistent, like this year, consistent 30K plus months to like, I want to push it to that next level without really going too crazy and doing anything stupid like I did back in July. The reason I'm struggling a little bit saying I have this big FOMO is because gold yesterday had like a 2,000 tick breakout, which is probably one of the biggest moves I've seen on gold in the last maybe year or so. And the reason I have FOMO today is because that was the whole entire move that I've been calling live on stream for the past like week or so. For the past week or so, I've been showing up every single day on YouTube for absolutely free, showing you guys all of my upside liquidity levels on gold and why I think gold's going back to 4,200 to back up into 4,300. At the time of me buying, we were at 4,000. So we're bouncing your 4,000 up into 4,300. It's a 3,000 tick move. You know, that's a crazy, crazy, crazy move for gold. And yesterday we did it in pretty much a day. And the reason I'm annoyed at myself is because yes, I did make $10,000 trading gold yesterday, but I closed that trade way too early. I didn't close it just because it was a dollar amount, but I'm also closed it just because I wasn't expecting that big of a move to happen so quick. And I guess there's always a reminder in these markets that you never really want to be expecting everything. You just want to be reacting. And what I'm trying to say to you guys is, and say to myself when I, you know, look back on this in 5 years' time when I am at that next big level, is that I don't think trading psychology goes away. I know it doesn't go away. At whatever level you get to, there's always a next barrier to overcome. Like, I've been in these markets for 8 years now. I remember my first few days in the markets like it was yesterday. You know, I was trading whilst I was in the gym, and like if I lost 20 pounds, I'd be like, oh my God, what have I done? Whereas in July, I was minus 20,000 in a trade. And here today, I've just made yesterday just made $33,000 in a trade. And it's not that you get to a point where you don't experience emotions. From what I'm understanding and learning and sharing with you guys, it's more so the fact that you overcome certain dollar amount barriers, I guess you could say. Like, you get to a point of, you know, you lose $100 in a trade. Like, that sucks. But then you get over it. And then you lose $500 in a trade. You go, oh yeah, that fucking sucks too. You know, maybe it takes you a few months to get over that. And then you get to a point of being $20,000 in drawdown, and then that fucking sucks. But then you go through that emotions and you go, okay, that wasn't too bad. But it's very strange for me to have this big of FOMO after such a good winning day. And maybe I need to spend more time with some, because I've never really spent time with traders that are like at that next level. But maybe I need to spend some time with traders who are at that next level, who, you know exactly what I'm feeling. But maybe you guys do too. Maybe, you know, I'm sure it's on a different scale on a funded account. Maybe you made $500, but then you could have ended up making $5,000. You know, we all experience these same things, but just on completely different levels. And for me, I haven't traded today. I have no intentions of trading today. Why? Because I have this lingering FOMO feeling. And that's my lesson for you guys, is that from my experience and my ups and downs in these markets, that it's about having recognition to these emotions. It's not about becoming some sort of emotionless robot who doesn't experience emotions in trading. I think it's more so about having recognition of your emotions and doing something about it. So I said on stream today, like, look guys, it's going to be a quick one today because I have big FOMO. Because yes, I made money trading gold yesterday, but I should have made way more. So with that lingering feeling that I have in these emotions right now, if I sit here and try and trade, yesterday is too much like in the front of my mind that I cannot think straight today. And I always try and remind myself that, look, I don't need to be in these markets every single day, multiple times a day. I want quality over quantity. Could a quality technical trade come up today? Possibly, probably. But I'm more so taking action on the way that I feel. And I'm saying to myself, look, recognize what you're feeling today. Yes, it's annoying. Yes, it sucks. Yes, you could have made X, Y, Z dollars, but suck it up. It is what it is. You can't go back and change time. All you can do now is move forward. And what I won't do and what I previously would do is if I had FOMO, I would sit there the next day and trade and trade and trade and trade. But in reality, if I caught that move up yesterday, would I even be looking at markets today? Absolutely not. Okay, cool. So there's my answer as to if I should be in a trade right now. And whenever you jump on the markets, I'm always saying this on stream, whenever you jump on the markets, gold, NQ, ES, whatever it may be, has had a big rip, and maybe you just weren't able to catch it, but it was technically a perfect trade of your plan, you have to ask yourself, if I got this move up, would I actively be looking for trades right now? And if the answer is no, that's the answer as to if you should be watching. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And I think I need to give myself today's Thursday, tomorrow's NFP. So I'm going to give myself no trading from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 days to kind of let go of this and come back Monday with that fresh perspective and fresh mind. So if I could give some peace to you guys who may be struggling with certain barriers or certain emotions in trading, because that's what we're always doing. We're always coming over that next barrier, and there's an endless amount of barriers in this game that never ends. And my thing for you guys is recognition. If that's one thing you take away from this video, it's just recognition. Recognizing these emotions, recognizing what triggers certain things, and then doing something different about it. So try not to get annoyed at yourself. Like, I'm annoyed at myself today, but I'm trying not to. It's very hard. But if you do something or the markets make you feel a certain way, just recognize it. Write it down if you want to. One thing I'm building right now, and I hope to have it to you guys out soon, is a physical trading journal that you can write in, because I found in my earlier days, putting pen to paper can be so helpful. So you want to start understanding what triggers certain emotions. So when you know when them emotions come up, you know what to do. Okay, cool. When I jump on and gold's had a massive move, I usually get FOMO. That FOMO usually ends in me over trading, tilting, blown accounts. Okay, cool. Next time I jump on the markets, have a big move, I look at my journal, I go, okay, cool. Here's my my red flag checklist or my FOMO checker that, okay, cool. When this happens, it usually ends up in this. Okay, cool. I'm feeling this right now. That's okay. But let me not let it lead into this. And I think that's the biggest thing that is helping me the most, is understanding these emotions, recognizing them, and then just learning to detach and just accept that it's okay. And always remind yourself that, you know what, that next trade's right around the corner. But if you do some stupid shit today, that next good trade that's around the corner, you're always getting yourself back to break even, or you're just making back the losses. I don't want to be making back losses. I want to be making fucking money. So never think from the perspective of, I need to make back this loss. You will make back the loss as a process of taking good trades. And more importantly, you'll actually make money. So that's just my complete random chat with you guys. I had no plan for this video other than just documenting how I'm feeling, which is a massive amount of FOMO, which strangely enough has come from after being one of the biggest days in the markets. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sit here on the balcony, I'm going to drink some coffee, eat some breakfast, go train jiu-jitsu, and do anything to detach from these charts and do my meditation. So find out your thing as well. And for me, I've been training jiu-jitsu like every single day, sometimes twice a day, because that has been my sort of meditation. But your meditation could be, going for a walk, going to the gym, actually just meditating. But find your one thing that helps you really detach from the charts. Jiu-jitsu for me has been one of them real main things that has kind of helped. Like if I go to the gym and lift weights, I'm still thinking about all these other things. But when I'm doing that, I'm only thinking about that. So key takeaway, recognition. It's okay to feel emotions. Listen to your emotions. Don't do stupid shit, and find your meditation. I'll see you guys in the next one.
I dream of this moment. Will it come true? The whole world, they know it. They just waiting for me and you. And she just like I